Hello, hello, internet world. Ooh, do I want to add a poll? Well, no, I'm not gonna. I don't know if I'll add a poll to this, but I did add a poll to the end of this last round of readings for the elements for the full moon. You still have plenty of time to watch that. The full moon will affect us for the next 7 to 10 days. I can't remember exactly. And until, and then it kind of fades out. And then our new moon cycle comes to an end when we have our next new moon in Capricorn. And then we will have our next full moon. Oh, yeah, new moon in Capricorn in 2 weeks. And then our next full moon in Cancer. So, while I was shuffling, this Eight of Pentacles just came out, which is awesome. I can smell my Palo Santo, my frankincense. And this is all about mastery, especially mastery of like your physical manifestation. I mean, he's literally making money in this card. This is probably one of my favorite cards. Eight is a number of mastery. It is the infinity symbol. Pentacles are all about how we physically manifest in this world and on Earth. Hi, Cassie. I was just thinking about you today. And I think this is a great card of kind of what a lot of us are working towards. That we're just trying to take the challenges in stride and find the lessons. And it's not just about mastery on a physical level, it's mastery. You have to also master yourself on a mind, heart, and soul level before you can truly become a master manifestors in the physical. So that was a good one. I also wanted to share, I was reading, I get many emails from many astrologers and tarot readers, and every now and then I like to share what I see. So two of the astrologers I follow that work together, these twin sisters, it's called the Astro Twins. And they were giving, which I thought was really neat, which I loved, was they were giving the ancestral background of this full moon that the Native Americans call the December full moon the full cold moon because it shines as winter is taking hold and days are at their shortest. The Ojibwe, probably not saying that right, Ojibwe, Ojibwe people call it the big spirit moon and believe its purpose was to purify and heal all of creation, which is we're going into the yin season of winter, the hibernation season, which is a great place to purify and heal. As La Luna summons dynamic duos out of the woodwork, we can all keep each other a little bit warmer this December. What was the other thing that I saw? Yeah, so the Gemini full moon always happens during Sagittarius season. They are opposite in the astrology wheel and the spectrum. And and they're both great communicators, and they both really love fun. Hi, Rachel. Was I going to say? So that's what they have in common. So that's why they usually get along. They usually make really good friends. They don't always make the best romantic partners, but I have seen it work. It takes a great deal of patience on the Sagittarius side, which Sagittarius usually has a great deal of patience. And then, excuse me, I'm going to get some water. Sagittarius, though, is able to be positive and be in their light all the time, as Gemini usually flip-flops between their light and their shadow, and that's why they're known for having that duality and being this twin sign. The Gemini is represented by the Lovers in tarot, and the Lovers card, although it's called the Lovers, we love a lot of people, that, and not just romantically. So the Lovers is also just about deep relationships with people, not only just necessarily romantic ones, but ones that you love people. And it's about lessons, and that as much as the people in our lives enhance our lives, they also bring us a lot of lessons into our lives. So that is, and it's no surprise that it's kind of during the holiday season. It happens in between Thanksgiving and Christmas. This is that time of year where we're all, it's kind of those marks of we're all getting together, and we're communicating more with each other than we usually do in the years to come. We're reminding our loved ones how much we love them more than we do a lot of the time throughout the year. There's a lot more, there's so much more of this like give mentality. And I got on my high horse, I got on my soapbox the other day about it, because I feel like we should find maybe a different time in the year to also give, not just December when we're all having pressure to buy gifts and fulfill family plans and work plans and all this kind of stuff, and then to give to charity on top of it. I would love to give to charity, but it's so overwhelming that I want to give it other times that other people aren't normally giving. So it's just a weird, it's interesting to really see how that energy takes hold this time of year. And, we could consciously together, like, flip how we do it. And I think we are. I think people are finding more of the core of what's important to family rather than what appears on the surface. So while I was shuffling, we got the Page of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands, both in reverse, and then the Nine of Cups. This is interesting because it feels like if we are, we're trying to plan our future, and we're trying to make it so that we are, hi Chris Zane, the pain. We're also trying to make it something that like fulfills us and brings us money. This is a big theme that's happening this year, and what we're finding is that there's the real work that you have to do seems really counterproductive and counterintuitive to what our goals are. And that's kind of like the juxtaposition of this energy too. And it came up in everybody's reading was, here's this thing that our goals and our dreams and what we're focusing on, and how, maybe our divine selves and our spirit guides are helping us get there. But the way that it's manifesting on earth feels opposite of what we're asking for. I hope that makes sense. So you're asking for excitement and money, and you're working on it, but it just doesn't feel like you're getting there. Well, the answer could be that you haven't found emotional contentment yet. And this, although it doesn't feel like it necessarily goes with this card, it does have like a nice little yellow theme. They look really nice together. This doesn't look like action compared to this energy. This much more is planning, there's a little less action in the Page of Pentacles. Is a little slower because he's earth and he really wants to plan things out. Ace of Wands, the wands are fire, it's action. And it's almost like in order to really activate this in you, there's a need for a emotional check-in and making sure that you feel good with yourself and how you're going about it. And I found myself the other day like focusing on the things that I wasn't doing and the things that weren't going right, and I had to catch myself and be like, but wait, here's all the things that are going right, and if I focus on those things, then I know what to do next. If I focus on the things in my business that aren't going the way that I was hoping to, I get all overwhelmed and I don't know what to do. If I'm focusing on the things that are happening and that are exciting, and all the good things that are going on with it, I find more direction. So there's very much between Gemini and Sagittarius energy is more of that having these opposite signs together. There's a juxtaposition of marrying your head and your heart, and that's what it's all about. You put your heart space in, you put your heart space out. Put your heart space in and you shake it all about. Um, uh, it's finding these things that excite us, um, and being aware of like what our thoughts are doing at the same time. It's being aware of what we're feeling, what we're thinking. Um, and sometimes the answer is the complete opposite of what you think you should be doing. So we could pull some more random cards. It looks like there's a few people on. If you have questions for the universe, for the tarot, for me, it's not necessarily for me. I am yet the vessel tapping into the energy. Thought I had different cards here. You can still tune in to my readings for the elements. Then they're on just Drew Blank Facebook and Meryl's Mystic Facebook and Meryl's Mystic YouTube. And so you can still, hello, Trish Bradley. So you could still tune into those videos and tune into the energy around you. I still have a couple spots for my coaching program that I'll be launching in January. It is a combination of one-on-one and group coaching for women who may find themselves in a place in life that they didn't expect to be, but are ready to embrace it. I wanted to see if one of these abundant cards, these are notes on abundance from the universe. I can't remember the author's name, but I don't get to use these very often. I thought they'd be cool to see if something came up. What's going on, cards? Kisses from Trish. Trish, do you have any questions? We haven't pulled any cards for you in a while. Oh, there's one. That one flipped right over. Oops. Mess up my cards. Have you ever wondered if, when you just close your eyes, take a few minutes, and redirect your thinking, the monsters might shrink, the grins might grow, and the floodgates might begin trembling again? Try it. Except when driving, it says the universe. I forget that on this video, I'm on the opposite side here. That is so funny because if you tuned in earlier, I was just talking about how I'm catching myself redirecting the thoughts. Haha, Trish just pulled this one today. Did you pull that today? I think that's funny then that I was talking to you while this one flipped over. And I was just talking about this, about take a few minutes and redirect your thought. The monsters might shrink, the grins might grow. If I'm catching myself, especially as I'm growing my business, I catch myself focusing on the tasks that I might not have completed in time or in my timeline, or things that might not feel like it's going very well. And I get really overwhelmed and it starts to kind of feel too much, and then I get paralyzed. But if I redirect my thoughts into what is going right, what do I need to be grateful for, then I not only feel calmer, I know what to do next. The next step is so much clearer. And I've now, find those places where I'm not feeling grounded, and I get back to my yoga and my meditation. And man, I recommend if you got a toolbox, Start pulling your tools out. No, I thought that one would be for me. Just pull that one. Oh, I thought you said you just pulled that one. I didn't read that correctly. Sorry, Mom. But I was just talking about that, so that could be for you. Have you wondered if, when you just close your eyes, take a few minutes, and redirect your thinking, the monsters might shrink, the grins might grow, and the floodgates might begin trembling again? The floodgates meaning the floodgates of abundance, of creativity, of business, of anything that you are trying to manifest. I know I got on here a little later. I went to Chris's companies. He works for his family's asphalt company, and we went and had Sinzetti's buffet, and it was really tasty. Even though, and we actually didn't have, neither of us, because I can't have any of the pasta, and he went around to the rest of the buffet with me and ended up getting filled up, and neither of us had pasta at the Italian restaurant. So that was fun. But there's lots of good stuff. My splurge was cheesy potatoes. Those are so good. Keep seeing a couple of people get on, a couple of people come off. Does anybody on have any other questions? I keep being drawn to my moon cards, even though it can get confusing because we're talking about the Gemini full moon, and then if we pull a moon card that, you know, these cards will work anytime. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh my goodness. Okay, 3 of those popped out. The first one is the disseminating moon. Take time to breathe out. Ooh, that's a good one. Take time to breathe out, just as good as breathing in. There's our nice, beautiful full moon there. I got a new light, y'all. Can you tell? Does it look so pretty? I'm so excited about it. My partner got it for me for anniversary. Stop for bent recognized blessings. Yes. That's the Reeves curse, Trish Bradley. Okay, so take time to breathe out. That's good for redirecting energy, especially when we feel like we're holding our breath. A lot of time that's when you hold your breath. So make sure you're the release. I'll read about these in the book in a second. Ooh, a new start is coming, a new moon, which is great for after our full moon. We're letting stuff go, and then your new start, and then a time for healing. Balsamic moon, tasty. Balsamic. Those are cool. Ooh, and they're pretty together. They're all full, basically, with just like a few little slivers. And they're all pretty together. We're going from the blue to the purple with the transition in between. Oh my gosh, it's so cool. Book. Where's my book? Disseminating moon. The intensity of the full moon has abated. Ooh, so this is just like after this full moon. So recognize what's like coming up for you for your full moon. My mother-in-law, who I live with, was nice enough to point out that she's noticed the last couple of full moons is when I reach my crashing point and I don't feel well. Like yesterday, I was having a little autoimmune day and slept for 12 hours last night. Over. I feel much better. But she was like, every full moon, the last couple full moons, you kind of haven't been feeling well. I'm like, well, it's probably because between full moons, I'm just like, go, push, work, do all the things. And that's reminding me to slow the fuck down, Meryl. Don't, I so easily can get to the point where I just like exhaust myself, and it's not good for me, my heart, my bod. The intensity of full moon has abated. And what are we left with? That's what this card is asking you. So what happens next? It suggests that the situation you're asking about has now peaked, and it's time for you to regroup and learn from your experiences rather than blindly forging ahead. Have faith that what is happening is for the best. That's a big lesson right now. Try to accept the way things are now and give yourself and others time out to relax. breathe. We can't be on all the time. If you feel you've hit an obstacle or even failed in some way, now is the time to reflect on how to do things differently next time. Be honest with yourself if you feel bad about your current situation, and then remind yourself that life goes in cycles. Attuning to this moon, I am where I am and it's okay. This is a huge lesson that's coming up right now, is trusting and accepting that even if it doesn't feel like you're in the best place, trusting and accepting that you are right where you are supposed to be. Huge, huge thing. Keeps happening. Coming up for everybody. Additional meanings, you should know where you stand either now or very soon. You need to take some time out for your own good. It's time for you to share your wisdom experience with someone else. Avoid falling into a slump. So you can still take advantage of the yin season without, totally abandoning what you are working on. And it's fair to take time out for yourself. Do it to it. Okay, so then we have our new moon. Oh, there's a dog barking outside. I wonder if... Okay, wait. There it is. And then balsamic. There is a yes coming your way. This is one of the most auspicious cards in the deck. It's totally positive and suggests something new and exciting is developing. The situation you're asking about is blessed. And I keep hearing more and more all the time that situations are changing for people. Hi, Erica. Welcome. A lot of transition, a lot of endings, things are really solidifying for people, whether they want to stay where they are and keep investing in what they've been working on, as long as it keeps growing, that will show you if you're meant to stay where you are, if it keeps growing, and if you still feel called to it, versus things are on the opposite end showing you that it's time to move on and it's time to be done. And although it sucks, because a lot of the time it's people losing jobs and relationships, and those are the moments we have to trust, like that means there's something better coming, something that I asked for. The situation you're asking about is blessed and you are on target to achieve your goals. The message from the universe is that you're starting all over again in some way, be that on a new or better course or just feeling more positive about achieving your desired outcome. If you've been falling stagnant, this card reminds you that life goes in cycles and you're moving in a new cycle now. And it sounds like, ooh, I just messed with the light, and it sounds like the dogs are outside barking at each other. Sounds like my boyfriend just went upstairs to take care of it. Okay, so just feeling more positive about achieving your desired outcome. If you've been falling stagnant, this card reminds you that life goes in cycles and you're moving in a new cycle now. This is the time to wipe the slate clean if the situation you ask about has become more toxic. Either that will clear up now or something totally new is fresh is on its way. Attuning to this moon, I'll see it when I believe it. Additional meanings, a new start is on its way. You will soon start to feel more hopeful about getting what you want. Your belief that your dreams can manifest is working well, and forget about the past. This is all about, which is really good. This is like some letting go stuff. Excuse me, I'm so thirsty. Okay, last but not least, the balsamic moon. That card's so cool. A time for healing. Pulling this card suggests the past is in the past. Hello. Just cycled one into the other. They're not next to each other in the book. They're pretty far apart. Like, that just cycled right into this one. Proof. Oh. I think the door is closed. Chris! I live with a lot of people. Where was I? However, before you take the next step, Sorry, I'll start over. Pulling this card suggests that the past is in the past and a bright future is beckoning. However, before you take your next step, make sure that both you and the situation feel healed. This is not the time to paper over cracks or to simply pretend that everything is okay. So, what's coming up, what I hear, because I know a lot of people are going through job transition, is that um, you're you need the next, it's for the people that are trying to find the right job next and not just any job. There's been it's going a lot slower, I think, than expected. And sometimes that happens when it's like we didn't know what we want, we didn't know what we wanted, and then we figured out we wanted, and then the universe was like, oh shit, this is what you want now. Okay, now we gotta like do our work behind the scenes to make sure that it manifests to like in the right way for you, and that there might be some things that have nothing to do with job searching that you should be working on to get ready for that. I hope that makes sense. Like, and again, talking about these paradoxical answers to these solutions to these questions, or answers to questions that the answer might seem counterproductive. Like, yes, you have to go look for a job and write your resume, but what if the answer is also you should be connecting more to yourself, or you should be connecting more to your body or your emotions, or doing something for your soul, or what else in your life doesn't quite feel aligned, and maybe that's what needs to be aligned for you so that everything else can align. This is not the time to paper over cracks or to simply pretend that everything is okay. Rather, you still need a little more time to heal and to soothe both yourself and everyone else in need. Then remind yourself that anything is possible if you believe it. This is also a time to surrender and wait to hear guidance from the universe. Powerful insights can be had if you know that someone or something really isn't good for you. This card is a reminder to surrender. Start to work on your belief in your dreams so you're ready when the time comes. Mindset's huge right now. It's not in that, and it will be huge for a while. It's not going anywhere. We all got to change our mindsets. Tune to this moon. When one is healed, all are healed. When I'm shining, everybody gonna shine. It's time to let go of the past. You are about to turn the corner. You need more time to heal. Think about how the situation could look if everyone were healed. Also, if you just finish a transition, like sit for a minute. As people, we're so easily like, okay, I achieved it. I got to where I wanted to go. What's next? And a lot of the time we need to you should sit and enjoy where you got to before you're moving on to the next thing. Did you you work so hard to get there? Are you enjoying where you are? You deserve to enjoy it. You worked really hard to get there. So I can see, oh, that did turn into some weird scar. Picked my lip. Anybody questions? I haven't gotten any actual questions tonight. It's okay if you don't. All of my links are attached. One-on-one sessions are always available. I have a few spots left in my coaching program for some long-term one-on-one work where we get connected to your intuition and yourself, and you get empowered to be unapologetically beautiful you and shine your bright light and not feel bad about it. Mostly for my women, but I'll work with anybody. Ooh, I got this one earlier. With the Hermit in a different deck. The Five of Swords in reverse. This means so many things. This means choose your battles wisely. This means that you could be perceiving a conflict outside of yourself, and it's actually just a projection or a reflection, a mirror of some sort of conflict that's happening inside. And to be weary or to be mindful, that's a better word than weary, to be mindful of how you're expressing your frustrations, to be mindful of what the real conflict could possibly be. Hi, Nikki. Thank you for joining us. I was wondering if you were gonna make it. Um, so yeah, Five of Swords. Definitely, this is good for full moon energy also because when the full moon is high, we our tempers are high and it takes a little more time. Excuse me. We just have to be very careful with what we say and choosing our battles and not reacting. This is very much like reminding you, don't react. This could be just some full moon energy and it's not worth your time to react because reacting could cause people to walk away from you. And I like, his face is very interesting in this card. It feels like he's very proud, but at the same time, he's like, yeah, I won this, but at what cost? I won this, but was it for my pride? Was it worth it? Was it worth losing people over? Or, he recognized, this is worth it. I got to let these people walk away from me so that I can pick up the pieces and move forward. So when it's in reverse, it very much like asks you to be really careful and to really make sure you choose your words wisely and choose your battles wisely. Is it worth it? Is it going to serve anybody? This has been coming up a lot. This came up recently too. Hi, Deb. Oh, hi, Virginia. I didn't see Virginia got on too. Anybody have any questions for the tarot? Please type them in. I would love to try to answer them for you. This message has come up a lot lately too about we just have to really think before we speak. And it's not only that treat others how you want to be treated and try to be kind, it's also just we need to communicate with each other and we need to be more mindful about how and when we do that and when is going to be more beneficial than another time, and are we being aware of that being well? Are we aware of, it's like thought comes in your head, the person's right there, but we're in the middle of something or we're in the middle of work and it's probably not going to do anything right now, and I could probably talk to this person later, and if I brought it up now, it could just add to the drama that we're already in, or it could add to the craziness that we're already in. And how are we benefiting each other from our communication and our non-communication? Non-communication is just am I taking specific questions? Nikki asked. No, it's just the full moon is tonight, and if whatever's coming up for you, whatever's going on. Rachel, what oracle would you like? We could do, I have the Shaman Oracle, I have Angel Oracle, I have the Mermaids and Dolphins. Is that all I have for oracle cards? I think so. So you let me know. Yes. So we're talking about thinking before we're speaking. Angel. Okay. Sorry, I didn't see that for a second. Angel Oracle. I've had some of these Oracle decks for a long time. These were some of my first decks. And I'm sure my mom got them for me. Thanks, Mom. So this one is the Archangel Oracle. I love these cards. They are a Doreen Virtue deck. My Mermaids and Dolphins is Doreen Virtue also. Doreen Virtue, unfortunately, no longer does this work. But it does not negate the importance of it, and it does not negate. Oh, I almost canceled me. Stay on this page, please. Don't cancel yourself. Okay. I still love these cards. I love the archangels. Ooh, that was fast. Ooh, clairvoyance. Archangel Raziel. Oh, cool. Look at his staff. His staff is the chakras or something similar. Like a little rainbow staff. Clairvoyance. Archangel Raziel. I am helping your spiritual sight to awaken fully so you can clearly see heavenly love. Ooh, I don't know if I ever pulled this one. This one's cool. There's been a lot of cards coming out of here that I've like, sometimes you pull the same ones over and over again for yourself. Your clairvoyance may come in different forms, as fleeting mental images in your mind's eye, as dreams, as reoccurring sights in the physical world, as auras and energy, or as apparition experiences. All of the facets of clairvoyance are beautiful and varied. Enjoy and trust them. Hold the intention of seeing only love, and that is what you'll see. Working with Archangel Raziel. Raziel's aura holds all the colors of the rainbow. That's why he has that really pretty staff. Like a beautiful prism of light, working with clear quartz crystal magnifies clairvoyance and helps you feel closer to Raziel. Yeah, clear quartz crystal is very powerful. It's really cool stone to have. I got everyone. I think he has a question. Ed McMahon. Trisha's Ed McMahon tonight. Okay, so yeah, working with quartz crystal can magnify your clairvoyance. Quartz crystal is just good to have a few around. It's good. It's just good to like. It's for protection and magnification of your magic, and for connecting with. Ooh, and Rachel saw an apparition today. Hey, girl. That's awesome. That's so cool. There's if you saw it and you were like, did I? Was that? Am I getting the message? Here's your validation. You're getting the message. So whatever came to you around that time, whatever you were thinking about, whatever, look into it. Don't just brush it off as like a coincidence. This is now is your clarification. This is now the universe telling you. This popped out real quick too, that what you saw was real. That's so awesome. So cool. I love validation, especially spiritual magical validation. Struggle? Are you struggling in general, or just struggling to form a question? or you could just state what you were struggling with or what you're working on. Yeah, Nikki's question was just was I taking specific questions? Present questions, whatever's happening currently. People, something happened. Something happened. Something happened. And we need validation. Ugh. Do you want Oracle? Excuse me while I scratch my eye. Oracle validation. Do we want Tarot validation? Boom, viewers just popped up really quick and then went back down. Sliding in. I don't know why my thing's not moving down with it. Hi, Gabriella. What would you like to know? I guess guidance. Nikki, okay, so let's see. Nikki needs some guidance for what has happened. So let's, she's asking me to flex my skill here and see, sometimes it's good to not know very much. Tarot, okay. Hi, Gabrielle. If you want to type a question in, we'll get to you next after I answer Nikki's question. Okay, so, ooh, cards coming out. I was going to ask us to breathe. Let's breathe anyway. And if you haven't taken a deep breath in a while, in your nose and out your mouth. Right before these cards came out. Okay. So, Miss Nikki, this is interesting. It's the Ace of Cups in reverse, and then the Page of Swords in reverse, my little Gemini, and then Judgment in reverse. So something seems to kind of have turned your plans upside down. It feels like you have like a really solid. It's like you have this really solid plan worked out, and then whatever's happened has still like, um, uh, something has. Oh, don't apologize, Nikki. It does feel like everything's been turned upside down, because I know that like, um, luckily I've been working with Nikki for a little while, and I know that she's been working towards this, like towards getting more connected with herself and what her path is in this world. And so it does feel like, cool, we were starting to work on that maybe, but things have gotten turned upside down. So when the Ace of Cups comes up in reverse, I mean, it's literally like pointing out that you're dumping your cup. And this is not a place that you want to be. This place doesn't serve you. It doesn't serve those around you. You may be spending a little bit too much energy on other people, and some energy that you need to be saving for yourself. Because in turn, not surprising with Judgment coming up, because this can also be like emotional fulfillment. It can be a gift from the universe, from spirit. And when you're an empty vessel, you're not going to be open to receiving those things. So, whatever this is that made you feel like you dumped your cup has something to do with you feeling like you've lost your voice. Because the Page of Swords is really good at talking, and you're a Gemini, and we're in Gemini full moon, and the Page of Swords can definitely be a Gemini, and he's usually really good at talking and holding their own. And it can also represent like speaking opportunities, stuff like that. But a lot of time when he comes up in reverse, it's like you've lost your voice, or you maybe you felt like somebody kind of took your power and you weren't able to speak up for yourself. It has like, I feel like it was so unexpected that it just like cut off your trajectory. Like, it was just such an unexpected thing that turned things upside down, like the carpet, being pulled out from under you, that it just like, you were just like, I don't even know what to do now. Like, it just feels like so confused. And then we have a question from Andre. And then I wanted to see too, yeah, if Gabriella has a question that she wants a tarot reading for too. She was wondering. Thanks, Nikki. See, we usually work things out. And so the unfortunate thing about this is that it then has made you feel completely cut off from the path that you were on, and is making you question. That's what it's really feeling, is making you question whether that was the right path for you or not. However, Judgment is coming up still, so it still is part of your path. The obstacles are still your path, unfortunately. It does feel like, and that's what's been coming up, it's like, and this is something I learned too about being connected to our divine selves and being connected to the spirit world, is that we're asking for certain things to manifest in our lives, and how they represent might feel like a mess. It might feel like things have been turned upside down, if this is where I was supposed to go, how could it have gotten so messy and feel so bad all of a sudden? But it's still present. So it's almost like I know that it feels like it's not happening, but the fact that these are the cards showing up for that, and it's not like the tower showing up, or it's not like the it's not like the direct messaging of some other cards that we could get. This is like a validating that it feels messy, but you're still on the path. You can still refill your cup. You can still get your voice back. You can still be on your path. Pretty cool stuff. Let's look at the top. Literal judgment. It's court related. Sorry. Oh, yeah. Court cases can make you feel like you are not like it. Definitely, this actually came up for some. God, what was I watching? Oh, my quantum coach shared with me a video by Teal Swan, I believe it is, on YouTube, and she was talking about the laws of attraction and how you might have asked for a lesson to learn something, or you know what I mean. And she literally said that there was a court case that she was involved in, and the more she kept like trying to get through it. Oh, in love. Okay, I realize there's confused in love. Got you, girl. We'll recognize. We'll pull a few cards for that. So she even brought that up, like the minute she just accepted that that's where she was supposed to be, it got so much easier. But the more she was trying to fix it, it got worse and worse and worse and worse. So the more you can be like, okay, so this is happening for a reason, the easier you will be able to get through it. Don't brace up against it. Try to just I know it's easier said than done, because I hate that stuff too. I hate being in court. My mom watches all those court shows. It gives me so much anxiety. The little bit of court cases I've been in, like I would be trying to fix it too. But it was really interesting, all the stuff I was watching about, we're asking for these lessons, and they show up in ways that seem messy. They show up in opposite ways. If you're maybe Nikki is, trying to manifest more freedom in her life. And what's the opposite of freedom? The law, and having to be in this systemic situation. Amazing story. She's lucky to have lived through it all. Very intense. Oh, I only saw that one video. Trisha is saying about the Teal Swan has an amazing story, and she's lucky to have lived through it all. Very intense. I've only seen that one video from her. She's a very interesting person and very tapped in, and has some really cool lessons about how we operate here on Earth. Court info has helped us. Yes, I know it has helped. It definitely has helped us. But like, I understand. I don't want to I don't want to just tell you like accept it and feel like I'm like spiritually bypassing or emotionally bypassing what you're going through. That's not what I want to do here. So let's look at the top and the bottom deck. 8 of Swords in reverse. Again, this is a card of you're not really trapped. It's an illusion. Being trapped is an illusion. And if you unblindfold yourself and tell yourself that there's plenty of lessons, plenty of options that can come from this, and be open, try to be really open to what's happening, the solutions will come easier, because the bottom of the deck is the 9 of Cups. So, and that's emotional contentment fully. And also it wants to remind us that we're not emotionally content alone. He's not the only one that filled these cups up here. It takes other people to do that. Excuse me. So it does, again, like there is some sort of like better ending here. You're going to come out of this stronger and feeling more like content and strong and solid in yourself. I mean, look at him sitting there. He's just like, I'm cool. I'm cool with myself. I'm really proud of everything I've done. I'm really proud of what I can present back here. You know, he's very happy where he is. So good luck, girlfriend. And you know where to find me if you want to get deeper into it. Okay, so what time is it? 50. Okay. We'll try to go for another 30 minutes or so. Definitely going to answer these 2 questions, as I like getting questions. So we'll do Gabriella. Let's see. So let's take deep breaths. It's easier for Nikki's answers come really quick because her and I work together a lot, so her guides are no strangers to me. So we're tapping into Gabriella's energy. Where she is currently, how she is in relationship with love and her love life. Ooh, here we go. And then maybe we'll give you some action. Okay, so first to come up, Miss Gabriella, excuse me, is the 6. Excuse me, it's the 6 of Pentacles. Now, the 6 of Pentacles is all about equal exchange of energy, especially how we manifest. Oh, Deb has a question soon. Oh, Nikki's lives on the East Coast, so she probably wasn't at that one. I'm answering Deb's question. Yeah, I'll pull a few cards for you too, Deb. Okay, people are talking to each other. I like that. So this is all about how we exchange energy with others in this physical existence. It is about, even though it doesn't look equal, there is the scales here. So it reminds us that there's a balance of give and take. Sometimes we have to be the takers. Sometimes we have to be the givers. And sometimes we need to graciously give, and sometimes we need to graciously receive. When this card comes up in the reverse, when I pull in reverse, it usually means that that's not happening, that either you're being drained or you're draining other people's energy, or people are taking energy from you, or maybe you're picking relationships or attracting the relationships where there is not an equal exchange. Especially, you don't want this card in relationships. This is not an equal partnership. This is, yes, Andre, I will pull some cards for you right after Gabriella here. So this is not a good card for what you want in a partnership. So definitely, recognize, are you even giving to yourself enough that you feel like you can give to somebody else? Or are you valuing yourself enough that you know that you deserve an equal amount of receiving from this other person? So that, if that's where you are right now, it feels like, a need to work on either like boundaries with others, or how you view and how you feel the value of yourself, and that you deserve to have some give or take, or you deserve to have equal give or take. Okay, so then we have the 4 of Wands in reverse. And the 4 of Wands is all about like the coming home. Like 4 of Wands this way is all about like you come home after it's just like that feeling of coming home. Now, the 4 of Wands in reverse has been coming up a lot lately, and it's because we're putting ourselves in situations, possibly with family, especially during the holidays, that we feel like we should feel safe in these situations, but we don't. and nor are they giving us any, nor are they energizing us. It might be, maybe that's related to this. Maybe you have a family situation that there was never an equal exchange of energy. There was never a mutual like respect or unconditional love. This very much feels like feeling like trapped, feeling unsafe, um, feeling like you in your home you felt like maybe you were supposed to feel safe and you didn't. So maybe those are kind of the things you need to look at that could be rippling into how you find love, relationship wise, outside of that. um Dang, everybody's cards are coming up in reverse. So what's going on, y'all? Things are happening. So then together we have the Eight of Swords in reverse and the Moon. And so make sure I said that right. Yeah, I've been saying all the cards one number off lately. It's weird. I did it in all the videos. So the Eight of Swords and the Moon, both in reverse together. Again, this feels like this is a trapping of your own mind, possibly of your own making, or these are subconscious things that you didn't realize affected you for so long, that are now coming up, or are manifesting in weird ways because you are trying to find love. You deserve love, just like, everybody deserves love. Everybody deserves to have a partner, or several partners. Everybody deserves to have the relationship that they want to have. But sometimes we have to figure out our own shit and figure out what subconsciously is happening to us in order for us to find a relationship that is equal exchange and feels safe. This is awesome. This is not. You want this. You do not want this at all. But how are you contributing or not contributing? Are you doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result? Are you thinking that you're getting a relationship with a different person, thinking it's going to be different? It's a different person, but it ends up being the same toxic relationship. Okay. Hi, Sunshine. Thank you for bringing friends, or trying to bring friends. So, Miss Gabriella, I hope she's still on here. Let's see. I thought I had. Let's pull. I'm going to pull one of these postcards from Spirit for you, because these are good. Let's see. These are so big. Yes, it feels like it's fair that you're confused in love, but it feels like there's some like deeper stuff that needs to happen. Okay. Miss Gabriella, dearest you, we have a secret to share with you. If you act as if all is well, it will be. Act as if you are brave, and you will have courage. Act as if you are loved, and you will be a magnet for love and experience the love of Spirit. Act as if your prayers have been answered, as if you are truly in sync with good fortune. How you think is how you will see the world, interact with it, and draw conclusions from it. If you want to be the person who has the life you want, co-creating and loving what is yours, you need to start acting as if that were truth. Don't worry about the conditions in your life that seem empty or cavernous, chaotic or barren. These are temporary and don't even count. Defy them and act as if you're the luckiest person on the planet. You will be, for you already are. That's the real secret. You are infinite potential. Loving you so much. Rainbows explode into the ether. Cute. Love it. All right, Miss Gabriella, I hope that helps. I can't remember what I was just gonna say. Oh, if you're interested in working with me further, I do offer free 30-minute discovery calls. So we talk about if we want to work together and how I can show you how getting tapped deeper into yourself can help change your life and help you step into your magic and bust out of your shell and be your awesome you. Okay. So we are reading for Andre. Andre is on I'm assuming you're a lad, or should I say they. Andre is on their sister's Facebook, which I appreciate. If you don't have Facebook, I love that you got on your sister's Facebook to get on here. A Leo, okay, an August Leo. Financials, okay, that was Deb. Financials, trying to get some projects, but didn't sign any contracts. Don't worry. What was the other thing I saw that you had said originally? Are you worried about financial status? Trying to, okay. So let's see what your current energy is. Okay. Just like that. Oh, that's not bad. If this is happening for you, I hope this is true. If this is currently where you are, this feels like this is how you are, like outside of work and outside of financial stuff. Life's going pretty well for you. You're happy. You're building a life that you want. It sounds like somebody's messaging me. Oh. Okay. Nikki's filling me in. I'll get back to you, Nikki. Thank you. So I hope this is how everything else is going in your life right now. I hope that really content with who you are, and really content with your life and what you're building. And these are good places to be. I mean, those just popped right out right next to each other. And this means that you are like emotionally good. You're emotionally good where you are. So that is great. So I'll definitely this is validating for that. And like we were talking about with the mindsets, focus on that, focus on that so that everything else has a chance to line up. So let's see. I need a card for, let's do, it's too many. I don't need that many yet. Just for how you're in relationship to your financial situation. And then we'll kind of see what you can do to make sure things move forward the way that you want them to. I realize when I'm watching videos that I draw out words sometimes. I'm like, oh, I didn't know I talked like that. Oh. What's going on with this financial stuff? All right. I'll be doing another live Q&A in 2 weeks. Oh, it's the day after Christmas. So when you're all sitting around, we'll do that. Okay. Aha. Okay. Two of Wands. The Two of Wands comes up when we are ready to take what we love and what we're doing out into the world. You are excited, you're fired up, you got past the Ace of Wands, so this thing really excites you and gets the sparks going, and now you're ready to so whatever your these projects are that you're getting, you make sure that they're projects that you are really excited for, so then it doesn't feel so that way when you're having to sell yourself and your projects to get contracts, and if you're not like in tuned with what you're doing, or if you don't love and if you're not excited about what you're doing, it's harder to sell it. So much harder to sell it. So make sure that you're excited about these projects. This validates that I hope that you are, and that you're like ready to get them out there, and to kind of just trust that your passion and your excitement for getting them out there and getting these things started will be enough to make that happen. Or it's validating too that it was a right step for you to take. It was a right step for you to take, to start getting them out there. That's cool. That's really cool. There was not, you don't have all this is much better than the cards we pulled tonight. So things are going well, Andre. They're going well for you, and I hope they continue to go well. So let's see, so that you feel good about how you're moving forward. Oh, that makes sense. I want to pull 3 more cards for you, and we'll see something to stop doing, something to start doing, and something to continue doing that will help you move forward in this with your projects and getting your contract signed. Okay, we already got the stop card. Maybe I need to talk about that before we get into the start. Okay, so stop. The 9 of Pentacles. So when the 9 of Pentacles is kind of the card of luxury. I don't know about twin flames, Andre. I'm sorry, I'm not the right reader for the twin flames. Let me just wrap up your the work thing. And I don't really know anybody who does twin flames. There's a lot of people on YouTube that talk about it. I just don't know enough about it, and I've heard so many different things, and my opinion about them seems to differ than a lot of people. So I'm just being honest about what I can and cannot do. But I do not think that you are necessarily supposed to be in a romantic relationship with your twin flame. That is my only advice. But you have many soulmates. Everybody has many soulmates. Anyway, so on your journey in your job and with your projects and your contracts, with the 9 of Pentacles coming up and stop, it's kind of like don't count your chickens before they hatch. That, yes, this is gonna, like, things are gonna move forward. Things are, all this feels very auspicious, that things will go well. They might not go quite as well as you were hoping, but don't focus on that you didn't get to the number that you wanted. Focus on who said yes, and who, you need to focus on who said yes. That it's kind of like, stop focusing too on the money, and that, like, maybe you have this idea of what your lifestyle is supposed to be, and like the money just might not meet the lifestyle. Or make sure that you have the money before you're spending it, because the nine of Pentacles is all about kind of like luxury. She's kind of a bougie bitch. So just make sure that you're excited, to get money and moving forward, but make sure you're not moving forward too quickly, or you're like spending faster than the money comes, just because this is in the stop place. So it's like success sometimes, like when you're getting more money and things feel successful, then you're like, oh yeah, and then I need this thing, oh yeah, and then I get to buy presents for these people. And it's like, well, make sure that you're still doing it on a budget. Make sure that you're not going too far past what your means are. It's like you're working towards being in luxury, but in the stop situation, it's like you're just not quite there yet. Don't count your chickens before they hatch. And then there's the last 2 cards, just like that. See, sometimes we got to talk about one to get to the others. Okay, This is interesting because these ones came sideways, but okay, stop that. Start. Six of Swords. Start moving away from things that no longer serve you. Start collecting your all your skills here, all the lessons you've learned, and if you notice, they're literally moving from rough waters to smooth waters. Start leaving behind drama. Start leaving behind things that just aren't bringing peace into your life. Things, make sure that whatever people you're pursuing for your contracts and your projects are in line with what you're doing, that not only does the money look good, that the partnership feels good, that you're start moving towards things that are just going to feel easier and calmer for you. More work does not always mean more stress. More money does not always mean more problems. And I think that like having that will get you easier here. It's like, don't create more problems, before you've gotten to where you want to go. So in the continuation, we have the Devil, which is a Capricorn, which does represent Capricorn, and we have the Three of Cups in reverse. So this makes me feel like you, in order to get to where you are now, to get these projects off the ground, you probably had to really limit your social life, which we do when we're trying to pursue professional goals, to pursue money, and to pursue our dreams. A lot of the time we have to take time from other things, and our social lives are kind of the first ones to go. And not only in a social way, it was like you really were mindful enough to step back from what may have been like turning into it's like, if this came up on its own, it would be weird to continue this, because this would be like continuing of like self-medicating and having not good relationships and that sort of thing. But it's like, continue to be in control. Thanks, Nikki. When it comes along with this card here with the Three of Cups in reverse, it really feels like you're like, this is the cutting off of this, or this together is like you being aware that the partying wasn't serving you to go forward in what you really wanted to pursue, or or like the crutches that you were leaning on before are no longer serving you. So it's like continuing to be aware of what continuing to be aware of what your vices are, and how the things that you are wanting to change, how that how the cause and effect is, and what things you're like hoping to change. It's like bad habits, like bad habits that don't feel connected to your business are. It's all connected. You're laughing. I don't know which part you're laughing how real it gets. How much those cards just love to call people out on their shit. Okay, I hope that helped. Yeah, I hope that helped. Let's see. Let's pull you an abundance card, since we're talking about money, baby. Nothing wrong with that. Ooh, that just flipped right away. Okay. Haha. Not having enough money is never the problem it seems. First, lack is always temporary. Second, change is only ever a few thoughts away. And third, it's not like you haven't performed miracles before. You're a Leo, baby. Leos know how to get that shit done. And you're charismatic. You're a naturally charismatic person. Like, you should use your natural gifts and not feel bad about that, and trust that what you're doing, you are excited about, and your inner charisma and light is going to do the work for you. It's almost like, stop trying so hard. It's not like you haven't performed miracles before. Honey, honey, it says the universe. Can you read that? Oh, sugar, bum, 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 bum. Well, that's funny. Cool. Okay. Ha ha ha. You are so very welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Please be sure to keep following along. I got all kinds of stuff happening all the time, or I'm trying to. Within reason, we're all learning. Deb was next. If you still have time, any guidance regarding my current relationship situation, what's been going on, but what happens next? That is a good question. I'm going to rock this. Yeah, you are. It does. It seems like you're going to rock it. You have great stuff going on. It's just still being aware, still making sure that your self-awareness and your own personal boundaries are being respected, and that it's almost like when we're on our journey and we're like almost there, we go like, it's like, don't get complacent too. Like, you're in the energy, keep the energy going. You're almost there. Keep doing the work. You got this. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you being here and using your sister's Facebook. I love that. Okay. All right, Deb. Are you still there, Deb? Let's see where Deb is. Where is Miss Deb currently? Dang, an hour and 17. I love it. Thank you so much for showing up, you guys. And if you're watching this later, that works too. I go into these things hoping, if a couple people show up, great. And it always ends up being like going longer than I could expect. And I really appreciate that. And it's so cool. I love that we're all getting together and doing the magic. So sweet. Deb's here. Okay. See what Deb's current situation is. And 3 cards. Ha ha ha. Sorry, Deb. Deb is a long time hair client of mine, and so I know a lot about what's going on. I haven't seen her in a little while, so I hope everything's as good as it can be. I know it can always be better. So first up, 10 of swords in reverse. So I know that you've been here, like, so done. But for some reason, it's like, apparently the universe thinks you can take more. It's like, oh, you thought you were done, but you're not quite done. Are you having trouble sleeping? Are your dreams trying to talk to you? Because this could be referencing the card, the 9 of Pentacles, or 9 of Swords, which could be your dreams trying to talk to you, or having bad dreams, which is your intuition trying to talk to you. Then is the Hermit in reverse. This, and then just talk about them all together. And then the Page of Cups in reverse. So this really feels like there's a need for isolation. There's a need for self-care. It's like you want to be done, but for some reason you're not quite done yet. You need to trouble sleeping. Yep, that would make sense. Especially with the Page of Cups here and the Hermit and both of those in reverse, like, it just feels like it's weird. It's like, because I think you should be done. I know what you keep dealing with, but for some reason you're supposed to deal with it a little bit more. It's almost like it's almost like how much can you take? It's like I wonder if you keep asking the universe like how much more can I take? How much more can I take? You know, it feels like that. Like, well, how much more can I take? And they're like, you want to know? Here you go. Here's more that you can take. We know you can. Instead of being like, I can't take anymore. I'm done. You know, we have to be careful sometimes, like what mantras we're speaking into the universe and how they're possibly manifesting. And it just feels like you, especially with the Hermit in reverse, it's like you want to pull away, but it's feeling what's the word I'm looking for? Because it's feeling like this pull. Do I? Don't I? Do I? Don't I? And it's just draining your energy, draining the energy. So what could be the next step? Or maybe we need to look at some steps to take. One of my favorite, oh, here's one. Okay, yes, exactly. Okay, so here's where we get real. Cause so then I'm gonna show you this card and then I'm gonna pull 3 more to find out what you should let go of, what you should nurture, and then what your next step after that should be. Because this is the next step before you can tend back to yourself, before you can like even start to turn this around. Weird. I felt like I heard water somewhere else that I wasn't supposed to hear water. That was weird. I have to check that out later. So weird. Also, I felt like I heard water or like a dog drinking over there. I was just like, there's nobody over there. And there's nothing that should be water. Weird. And we're talking about Page of Cups. I keep hearing it. What is it? Okay. Okay, so what your current next step should be. And I feel like this is going to be your answer, and if you don't heed this answer, that it's not like that it could force you into this. Okay, so it's the Tower. The Tower has come up a lot this year. That everyone's going through some huge Tower moments. The Tower is a huge and necessary change. It can come along when you feel like everything's okay, or it can come along right when you feel like everything's falling apart and you don't know what to do. It's like time to change. I've always loved that line in the Nelly Furtado song, I've never seen change without a fire. This is that kind of change. And this is the kind of change that if you don't take hold of your situation and change things yourself, things will change for you and they will not be as easy as if you took control of the situation yourself. If you do not help the change along or embrace the change will happen whether you want it to or not, and it will come like this: fiery, crashing down, drama, messy. So I think you already know that this has to happen. I think you've known for a while, and I think I hope that you are in a place that you can make the change yourself instead of just like sitting around and waiting for it to get so bad that you have no other choice. The Tower can come along too when you think everything's peachy keen. So like what could also happen is everything could feel like it got better, and then all of a sudden it gets way worse, and there's your answer. So let's find out then, in the midst of your Tower moment or after it or during, something to let go of, something to nurture, and then what could possibly be the next step after that. Interesting. Oh, we might have to talk about these cards before we get the third. Okay. So something to let go of. The Knight of Cups. This really feels like it's like a need to let go of who you think this person is. It's already become messy. Yeah, so it's time to like, this is the, like, if you want it to be done, this is a huge change. If it's already become messy, then it's like validation. It's time for it to come crumbling down, unfortunately. But what happens after things crumble down? You get to rebuild. So something to let go of. The Knight of Cups, the Knight in shining armor, the smooth talker, the romantic. This almost feels like you thought that this person was like this. I can't remember what your partner's sign is, because this is a water sign, can be a water sign, but it's almost like you have this romantic view of who he could be or who he was. And maybe at one point, like, you did love him more than you've like loved anybody else, but it's like time, unfortunately, time to like let it go, or time to let you go this preconceived notion of what love is supposed to look like or what your relationship was supposed to look like. I think we don't talk about that a lot of times when we're having to end relationships, is you don't only Libra. Yeah, Libras, when Libras are off balance, they're really hard to be in relationship with, unfortunately. They're either really great. It's like this could easily be Libra when they're great and lovely and romantic, but they crash hard when they're imbalanced and not taking care of themselves. So yeah, this unfortunately is kind of like we don't talk about how when we mourn the loss of a person in relationships, like letting go of relationships, we also mourn what our investment was, what our emotional investment was in how we like pictured our life with that person, and the things we were supposed to do and the plans we were supposed to have and the life we were supposed to have together. We have a preconceived notion about that, and when things end and change, we don't always talk about having to mourn that dream that we had of being with that person, having a life with that person. So think about that in that letting go sense, is that you're not, I mean, recognizing that you're not only letting go of a person, you're letting go of what you thought love was going to be, what you thought this relationship was going to be, and giving yourself time to recognize that and mourn it and feel it and go through the motions. Like this ain't easy. None of this is easy stuff here. You know, it ain't for the tender-hearted. So if you're having to let go of this, what's something you can focus on? What do you nurture instead? 8 of Pentacles. And this is cool. This was the very first card I pulled at the beginning of this live, was the 8 of Pentacles. And this is the reason why we're going through all of this shit. We're mastering ourselves and mastering how we show up, how we manifest, how we move about our lives on this earth. It's, I could see, I understand, yeah, that he's not ready to let go. And that, I think that's why the tower's coming up for you, is because you, like, you have to make it happen. He won't be able to let go while you, like, it's almost like you gotta view again, like, you're, because I don't want to put your partner on the spot, but I know he's struggling with addiction, and a lot of the time when we have to step away from those people, it's our love and affection that they don't realize that they were also addicted to. And unfortunately, we can't be the enabler and enable them to keep holding on to us. And that's so much energy. And it's not up to you to figure out how to help him let you go. You have to figure out you're going to be okay after you let him go. And I think that's why this card's coming up. It's like, really, really, this is great for, like, focusing on yourself and what you're doing in your life and how you want to show up and how you want your future to look. And if people can't get on board, screw them, you don't need them. Like, the guy is literally making money here. So this is all about, like, really knowing oneself inside and out and how that is manifested in the physical. Exactly. Yes, it's, oh, interesting. Okay, so these just came right out for what your next step is. Worry about his mental health. Mm-hmm. Of course you're going to worry about it. And you know that he knows, he has all of the outlets. You know, he knows exactly how to get a hold of all the help that he needs. And that's what they do, because you are a very empathetic and caring person. They are naturally going to play on that and act the victim so that they can keep having a hold on you. When in fact, they're an adult. They know very well what they're, he might not know what he's doing to you or with each other, but he knows how to take care of himself. He knows the resources. He's called the numbers. He's gone to the places. He knows. He doesn't need you to show him. He's doing that to keep a hold on you. So your next step here in all your fun things is, this is interesting, the Nine of Swords, which circles back to our 10 of Swords in reverse. So again, really paying attention to your dreams. Maybe the next step is, like, to make sure that you are in a good place, or at least a safe place for you to sleep. I've also been with an addict who interrupted my sleep, and it made me, like, it was interesting because it actually made me feel safer after that when I was sleeping alone in my apartment. Like, because when that other person was with me, I wasn't safe to sleep. So it's like, if you're not sleeping well, it's like, how are you going to feel safe enough to sleep? And paying attention to your dreams. Pay attention to what your dreams are telling you. And then again, the Seven of Wands came with this, and the Seven of Wands is kind of like the beating off the haters card. And these two cards together, hold on here, let me look at these two together. It's like realizing that, like, you are worth more than, like, continuing to put up with the shit. It's like, you, with the 9 and 10 of Swords coming up, like, you really are over it. you're done, you're exhausted, you're in grief about it. But at the same time, you have this Six of Wands here, which is like seeing your value and protecting that. So it has, like, you've gotten to a place where it's almost like your next step needs to be that you see your value and you are trying to protect that and getting grounded and centered with yourself, doing this, like focusing on your self mastery and focusing on what your subconscious is trying to tell you, and like filling up your, it's like your cup was full and you did know what you were doing, and now things are feeling a little messy. Well, they are messy, and it's made you feel disconnected from yourself. Oh, I just realized too that we have the Page of Cups in reverse and then the Knight of Cups. So this person is also taking away your filled cup. Like it's empty here, so he took it here. So that's not good. Distance and boundaries are good. You are worth standing up for. You are worth protecting what you have. That's what that card especially is too. So that is your next step, is like, and that's your like continuation to continue to stand up for yourself and protect what you've had, what you've made. Let's pull one of these American Shaman. That's a CBD company. Mystical or Shaman Oracle. And then I think we'll call it a night because it's getting late. And most of us have jobs in the morning. And I can't believe we went over an hour and a half. I wasn't even sure if anybody was going to come, so thank you again. And tons of engagement. I love it. Why are you looking at me like that? Let's just shuffle the book. It's looking at me. Let's do that one. Ooh, the Medicine Wheel. That's a good one. The Medicine Wheel. 35. Again, an 8. Master yourself. 35. The Essence. The Medicine Wheel is a sacred hoop with the 4 cardinal directions well marked. It represents the cycle of life, the cycle of nature, and the circular pattern of our cosmos. It has been used for millennia in indigenous cultures to bring harmony and well-being to the village. Its directions symbolize the 4 steps the shaman takes to become a person of power and wisdom. The invitation. To manifest clear blue skies in your life, it is important that you take a look at certain aspects of your being. Enter the medicine wheel from the south and reflect on how you are still clinging to events from the past. Continue to the west and notice which relationships are toxic and drain your energy. Step into the north and ask yourself, do I know my passion, and show it. End at the east direction, visualizing how you want to live the next chapter of your life. Deb, this is perfect for you. So good. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think, unfortunately, I understand it might have to become a legal issue for you to protect yourself. Unfortunate. It is up to you how much time you spend in each direction, minutes, days, or months. But when you are done, make sure to step outside the wheel and contemplate your journey. Oh, good stuff. Good stuff, folks. Cool. Well, Deb, if you need more, I'm here for you, sister. It's always good to see you and talk about this stuff. And we have Oh, I meant to acknowledge that at 10:12 our time, the moon was at its fullest. And on the East Coast, it took place at 12:12 on 12:12. And so there's some sort of like portal attached to that. I've noticed that it's kind of uh, when we have the way that we have put our structures on this earth to make sense, when they sync up with cosmic events that just happen naturally, it's almost like we've unintentionally created these like cool energy portals, excuse me, where the energy is just stronger, more powerful, where we've it's a portal because we've synced up how we are manifesting and moving about the energy, and how we've organized our systems with the cosmic nature that just happens around us. So it's really cool when that convergence happens. That's where the strongest energy is at. It's all energy, y'all. It's all it is. It's all energy. Cool. All right. I think that will be it for the night. Yes, Deb, you can message me later. Well, not later tonight. I'm going to bed after this. But later. Great. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. Uh, awesome as always. I will have the next round of videos out next week for our upcoming new moon in Capricorn, and then in 2 weeks. The new moon in Capricorn is actually on Christmas Day on the 25th. But happy holidays, happy Yule, or what did I say the other day? A jolly Yule. Oh, can't remember now. A sunny solstice on the 22nd. And I will have videos out for your new moon soon, and then I will be doing a live Q&A the day after Christmas on the evening of the 26th, and I hope to see you there. And as always, I am so happy to be here with all of you as we fly through space together on this magical rock. And I'll see you next time. Love you all. Bye.